What the hell just happened, bro? What the hell just happened? What did we do out there? We had a perfect record in the Champions League. And then out of all days, when it matters the most, we bloody draw. Honestly, I just don't know what to say right now. I'm not disappointed more so with the result 1-1, even though we did draw, but I'm disappointed with the way we played. I think we can all agree we just looked like a mess out there, man. Like, to get the penalty was lucky. I still believe the penalty was a bit harsh. Let me just be real. Before you lot start coming for me, oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, Arsenal, all that stuff, that penalty was a bit harsh. If it was on the receiving end of that, I wouldn't have been happy either. But Arsenal, we walked away with a point. It's not the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, it makes you question a few things. I had us winning this game 3-0. We looked quite sharp at the beginning of the game. But then by Leverkusen, I feel like they had more opportunities on goal. We clearly look like the second best team on that pitch. By Leverkusen looked like they wanted it more. They had more counter-attacks. Obviously, that's probably their game plan. But they were testing the keeper more. They were the first team to have the shot in the match. Yes, we hit the crossbar. It was unfortunate it didn't go in. But there was a lot of players that were missing. Their bodies were on the pitch, but they were missing. Eze, he's becoming like Erdegaard. Patience is running thin. Gyökeres, this wasn't his best day. And I'm not just saying because he didn't score, didn't shoot. But even at his passing, like the passing was very lackluster, it was very lazy. Hicapia was passing the ball and it was going God knows where. Gyökeres' passing wasn't all that. The team just didn't look on it today. And the thing is, we had more rest in Leverkusen, so you'd expect us to go out there and do a job. But it's 1-1. It is what it is. What does this now look like for Arsenal? What does this mean? What have we learned from it? We learned that Arsenal, even though they've had to deal with this 1-1 draw, even though they've had to, maybe grind hard in that final critical moments, they still managed to walk away with something. So that is still a positive, because if this was the Arsenal of the old, would we have walked away with a draw? I don't think so. Now, the good thing is that we're playing, obviously, we played away. If we played at home, I think I'd be more worried than I am now. I think a lot of you at home would be more worried than you are now. But Arsenal obviously had the home advantage for the next fixture next week. And I feel like Arsenal can definitely beat them. So even though I'm disappointed, it's not lost. We still can ride the storm. We still can go away with a victory next week. And I feel like that is definitely on the horizon. Leverkusen as well. The reason why I overlooked them was because of all the departures they had. Florian Wirtz, Hicapie to us, Frimpong. And I mean, there's only some notable mentions on that team which probably stand out to me, like Grimaldo, baller, yep, free kick specialist. Garcia as well, another one from Girona. Patrick Schick. But, I mean, the way we conceded the goal was just classic, because we're known for scoring from corners and we actually concede from a corner. And I think when I watched the replay of that corner goal, Eze's on the floor like this, like a starfish. I'm thinking, what's this guy doing? Get up. You're on the floor looking for fouls. This is the problem with Arsenal. When we have set pieces, instead of defending, we're trying to look for fouls. I've reminded myself of that game against Newcastle when Gabriel acted like he got knocked on the floor, and then Walt Mardar just gave a little knock in the goal, and we were fortunate to walk away with a win in the last second. But this is one of those moments. Just defend. Stop looking for the foul. Take the leaf out of Chelsea's book. Robert Sanchez, somebody pushed me when the second goal went in. When we did the VAR check, nobody even touched this guy. Acting. But he cost his team a goal. And I think that's what happened today. I'm not saying Eze is the one that should be defending corners, but he's there for a reason. You've got one job to do, just headed the ball away. But instead, you're not even trying to defend the player. You're on the floor looking for a foul. Got your arms like that. Like ready for bed. Another player that absolutely, I think, played totally crap is Bukayo Saka. He had a crap game today. And the reason why you definitely know he had a crap game, because as soon as Madueke come on, it was like a different energy on the pitch. He's the one who drew the foul for the penalty. He's the one that was taking players on. He was just absolutely terrible. Saka didn't look on it. I don't know, man. There's like a little... My brother was saying it to me. He was like, since Saka signed his new contract, he's not been the same. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how to respond to that. Is it true? Is it not true? But I wouldn't be... You know, if you look at his numbers before he signed the contract, obviously prior to the injury, you know, he was getting decent numbers. But now he's just like... You can't even take players on, man. Like today, he just didn't look out. He just didn't look the same. Timber had opportunity to score, never did it. But I really wanted Ben White to start today. I think when I saw him on the bench, I was like, Ben White, man, you should at least come on. Sorry, I wanted him to come on at least. Sorry, not start, to come on. Because I didn't have him in my starting 11. But Ben White, going forward, attacking-wise, he's phenomenal. His and Saka's link-up is one of the best I've seen. And maybe, I think that's what it is as well. I think Ben White's link-up with Saka is obviously different to Timber's. And I'm probably thinking that Saka is missing Ben White as the overlapping right-back. Maybe that's what we need to bring the old Bukayo Saka back. And Ben White's crossing, I think, is a lot better than Timber's. But not all hope is lost. It's 1-1. We got to go to Emirates next week. And I still feel like we could do a job. And I did tell you guys, don't overlook Bayer Leverkusen. They made it here for a reason. And at the time of this recording, Bodo Glimt are winning 2-0 against Sporting. We can't overlook them if we do advance to the next round and we do get them, which is looking likely now. But in football, we never know what can happen. But Arsenal, we need to make sure that we come correct next week. That's the most important thing. But yeah, I mean, I feel disappointed, but I don't feel worried. I think that's the best way of putting it. Worried is like, I don't trust my team. But disappointed is like what you expect better from your team. You know? So a draw away is what it is. Obviously, this is the hardest stages of the Champions League. I get it. So Arsenal need to just, like I said, come correct and make sure they're ready for next week's action. But I just want to appreciate everybody that's watched this video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. To all the people that watched for the watch along, it was great. Thank you so much for these subscriptions. And yeah, let's keep this going, man. We're almost at 300 subscribers. It's a big deal for me. I told you. I appreciate you all. But I'll catch you in the next one.